Imagine waking up in a world with a smartphone in your hand, the electric car in your driveway, the aircraft flying overhead the wind, turbines spinning on distant hills, and the satellites orbiting. Earth all depend on a group of metals. Most people have never heard about lithium, cobalt, nickel, manganese, graphite, and an entire family of mysterious elements called rare earths. These are the invisible building blocks of modern civilization. They power everything from batteries to missiles, from lasers to MRI machines, from smartphones to drones, from electric motors to high-efficiency wind turbines. And today, the competition for these metals has become one of the most important power struggles in human history. For centuries, gold shaped wealth and oil shaped global power. But now, as the world shifts to electric vehicles, digital technologies, renewable energy, and advanced military systems, rare metals have silently become the new gold standard. Whoever controls them controls the future. And the most shocking part? This global battle is happening right now, hidden behind your daily routines, quietly shaping the price of your gadgets, your energy bills, your country's defense systems, and even the balance of world power. Rare metals are not rare because they don't exist. They're rare because extracting and refining them is incredibly difficult, expensive, and limited to only a handful of countries with the infrastructure and expertise. Lithium, the white gold of the 21st century, is the foundation of every modern rechargeable battery. Demand for lithium has skyrocketed as electric vehicles replaced gasoline cars and giant grid storage batteries became essential for renewable energy. Cobalt, mostly mined in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, stabilizes batteries and prevents them from overheating. Nickel increases battery capacity, allowing cars to travel farther on a single charge. Graphite forms the core of every battery anode, yet natural graphite suitable for high-energy applications is found in only a few regions. And then come the rare earth elements, 17 obscure metals like neodymium, terbium, dysprosium, lanthanum, and europium, critical for high-strength magnets used in electric motors, drones, fighter jets, wind turbines, and precision-guided weapons. Without these magnets, modern warfare, modern transportation, and modern communication systems simply cannot function. And yet, refining rare earths is so complex that one nation dominates nearly all of it. This concentration of power has created a geopolitical imbalance more extreme than the oil markets of the 1970s. Right now, most rare earth processing happens in a single country. Most of the world's cobalt supply comes from a single region. Most nickel suitable for batteries comes from one group of nations. And most lithium is refined in just a few specialized facilities around the world. This means that even if a nation has the raw ore, it often has no way to turn it into usable battery-grade material. Imagine having a gold mine, but no ability to mint coins. Your wealth depends entirely on someone else's cooperation. That's the reality for most countries today. And this has triggered one of the most intense global contests in modern history. A battle for extraction rights, processing plants, international partnerships, mining concessions, and strategic reserves. It is a battle fought not with armies, but with contracts, export controls, diplomatic deals, and massive investments. The world's largest economies now treat rare metals as matters of national security. Governments are pouring billions into new mines. Military alliances are being reshaped around supply chains. Companies are racing to secure 20-year contracts for lithium and nickel. Nations are stockpiling strategic reserves like they once did with oil. And environmental regulations, once an afterthought, have become major leverage points in global negotiations. To understand the stakes, imagine the global economy as a giant machine. In the old world, oil was the fuel that made it run. But in the new world powered by electric mobility, semiconductor chips, renewable energy, data centers, and AI, the machine runs on batteries, magnets, and high-tech materials. Rare metals are the gears, the wires, the hidden parts deep inside the machine. If you remove oil, the machine stutters. If you remove rare metals, the machine collapses instantly. Now consider the fragility of this system. If a single country limits its rare metal exports, entire global industries could stall overnight. Electric vehicle production could grind to a halt. Smartphone manufacturers could face massive shortages. Military operations could face equipment delays. Renewable energy targets could become impossible. Prices could skyrocket. Inflation could surge. And smaller nations, especially those dependent on imported technology, would suffer the most. That is why countries are racing to diversify. The United States is rebuilding domestic rare earth processing for the first time in decades. Europe launched major initiatives to secure lithium from local mines. Australia is increasing production across multiple critical minerals. South American nations are forming alliances to negotiate better deals on lithium exports. African countries are renegotiating mining contracts to keep more value at home instead of exporting raw materials at low prices. India is diversifying its supply chains and investing in domestic exploration. Indonesia is rapidly expanding nickel processing and using it to strengthen geopolitical ties. This global scramble resembles the oil race of the 20th century, but now it's faster, more complex, and more intertwined with every major industry. Modern militaries depend heavily on rare earth elements. A single F-35 fighter jet uses hundreds of kilograms of rare earth magnets. Precision-guided missiles rely on them for navigation. Naval sonar systems need rare earths to operate. Even satellites and communication networks depend on components built with rare earth materials. This means that any disruption in supply doesn't just threaten economic growth, it threatens national defense. And because refining is so concentrated in a few nations, many countries now realize that in a time of political conflict, their high-tech weapon systems might face supply chain vulnerabilities they never anticipated. Meanwhile, electric vehicles once seen as luxury items have become symbols of national technological progress. Governments around the world have set ambitious targets. Millions of EVs on the road by 2030, massive renewable energy expansions, and full electrification of transportation networks. But behind every EV battery sits a network of mines, refineries, chemical plants, and shipping routes. If even one link breaks, the entire chain collapses. And because global demand for EVs is rising so fast, analysts warn that shortages of lithium, nickel, and cobalt could appear within the decade unless new mines come online. Yet building a new mine can take 10 to 20 years due to environmental reviews, community resistance, geological challenges, and high upfront costs. That's why recycling has become a major part of the new strategy. Companies are developing technologies to recover lithium, cobalt, and nickel from old batteries. Nations are passing laws requiring battery manufacturers to reclaim materials. Some analysts predict that by 2040, recycled materials might supply up to 20 to 30% of all battery metals. But until then, the world must rely on physical mining, and that mining is happening in politically sensitive areas. A battle for rare metals has revealed something deeper. The future economy will not be shaped by software alone, but by the materials that allow software to interact with the physical world. Artificial intelligence, robotics, renewable energy, electric mobility, aerospace technology all depend on rare metals. Without lithium, the battery revolution stops. Without cobalt and nickel, energy storage collapses. Without rare earth magnets, electric motors weaken. Without graphite, battery manufacturing stalls. Without these materials, the world cannot move forward. And so, nations are planning decades ahead. Japan maintains a strategic reserve of rare earth elements. European nations are mapping critical mineral deposits with new technology. The United States is investing billions into battery supply chains. China continues expanding its global influence through mining agreements, infrastructure projects, and refining expertise. The world is reorganizing around the materials of the future. But here's the twist. While everyone fights over mining rights, the next big transformation might come from innovation. Solid-state batteries, currently in development, use less cobalt. New battery chemistries could reduce dependence on nickel. Rare earth-free motors are being researched. Graphite alternatives are being tested. Hydrogen fuel cells offer another pathway. But even these technologies require unique metals of their own: platinum, iridium, vanadium, and more. So no matter how technology evolves, the battle for minerals will remain central to global power. And every day, people will feel the effects too. The cost of smartphones, laptops, electric cars, solar panels, and even home appliances will be shaped by rare metal availability. Energy prices may rise or fall based on mineral supply. Countries that secure their own resources will enjoy cheaper technology and stronger industries. Countries that fail to adapt may face shortages, inflation, and slower economic growth. In the end, rare metals are not just a commodity. They are the foundation of the digital age, the clean energy transition, and the future of military power. They are the new currency of global influence. They are the new gold standard. And the battle for control has only just begun. As we move deeper into the era of electrification, automation, and advanced technology, the nations that control rare metals will shape the 21st century, just as the nations that controlled oil shaped the 20th. This is the hidden war behind your screens, your vehicles, your energy systems, and your daily life. And now that you understand it, you'll see the world differently. If you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Money Through Ages for more mind-opening stories about the hidden forces shaping our financial world. Hit the bell icon so you never miss the next episode, because history, money, and power are evolving faster than ever, and you deserve to stay ahead.